Aerial weather forecast. Rain likely today with a high of 60. Tonight, cloudy skies, low 35. For tomorrow, cloudy skies, high of 40. Wednesday, cloudy skies, high 35. Partly cloudy, 40 on Thursday. And for Friday, rain likely with the high Friday of 35. Overnight low was 43. Yesterday's high was 44. We had 2/100ths, or rather 2/10ths of an inch of rainfall at the WFIW studios overnight. Current conditions, humidity at 100%. The pressure at 29.96 and holding. And right now we've got cloudy skies and some fog around the area. And we have got a temp of 46 here at the WFIW studios east of Fairfield. And it's time for morning coffee on a Monday.
Good morning. And a pleasant good morning to everyone. We have a guest here. I want to get to her in just a moment. But first, I want to say that we had the delight of 6 months of being able to be with my good friend Dave Land, and the time that he spent with us was invaluable. He was wonderful, and I want to thank him personally here on the air and his part in Morning Coffee and the development of the program, Morning Coffee. He is going to spend some time with his grandkids, get back into the retired lifestyle, not get up at 5 a.m. And so thank you, Dave. And now, what are we going to do? Well, we're going to start going back and seeing some of the people that we had such a good time talking to. And when we first started this program, Diane Zerlini's here. Z is here.
Good morning, guys.
Thank you for being here.
Good morning.
Oh, I love being here.
I got to tell you a couple things. I saw you 3 weeks ago at the Gymnasium at Center Street, and what a beautiful place.
Oh, thank you. That's, I think, probably one of my crowning accomplishments is getting that gym built, but that just wasn't me. I was very fortunate when I became the superintendent that especially Gene Kolak, who was our board president right then, and I said, Gene, what would you think about, because the original plans were to remodel the old gym, and I said, two gyms is always better than one. I knew that. And I said, what do you think about us building a new gym? Let's draw up some plans just to see how much more it would cost, and we did, and we found out it was within what we thought we could do, and it's one of the best things we've done because we use it. The high school uses it.
College uses it.
The college uses it. It's become a community thing, and that's what it needs to be. And it's a really nice facility for junior high. It's a beautiful gym.
It was most impressive. I was there for a game with New Hope and just enjoyed the surroundings. I thought, wow, they had a pep band. This is an 8th grade basketball game. It was really amazing. So I just needed to say that to you. Thank you for all that work. Let me just see if I can do the top of this. First of all, thank you for joining us. We're on, of course, 104.9 FM. You can go to Facebook and see the link to YouTube, and you can watch us. We didn't tell Diane that she was going to be on YouTube.
We just kind of sprung that on.
That's right. But she dresses nice all the time, so it didn't matter. And so you can join us on YouTube as well, and of course you can call in as well.
You betcha. 842-3715 if you'd like to join us via phone.
And also by the rest of the week, we will not be here tomorrow, New Year's Day.
Nope.
Walt Townsend will be here on Wednesday, the guy that everybody guesses to be the mystery voice.
Yeah.
Sheldon Bunning's going to join us on Thursday. We're not talking cars. We're just talking about things.
We may talk a little bit of cars.
We might do some cars.
Yeah.
And Debbie Lake's going to be here on Friday in the third seat, the legend seat. On this day, famous birthdays today. Well, how about famous music? In 1961, the Beach Boys played a show under that name, the Beach Boys, for the first time at a Richie Valens Memorial Concert in Long Beach, California, 1961, and they're still going strong.
Who were they before?
Doesn't say.
Okay. Now, not really the original Beach Boys. Is there? I think there's one original member in the Beach Boys now.
I don't know.
Maybe.
Well, is Brian still around?
Brian Wilson is still alive,
Okay.
and then Mike Love, he still sings.
And he can. I wonder if I think he can go out as the Beach Boys, if I'm not mistaken.
Yes,
yeah,
because
I think there's two of them.
And I think Brian Wilson is with Mike Love sometimes.
Okay.
Glenn Campbell at one time was a member of the
Yes.
Beach Boys.
Really?
Yes, he was.
I did not know that.
He's a cousin.
Is he a cousin to the Wilsons?
He's somehow there's relation in there.
I didn't know that. But
Second
1969.
cousin twice removed on his mother's aunt's sister's side.
You're
No,
not-
that's just in Wayne County.
You're talking Wayne County East now, aren't you, buddy?
I'm learning.
I went to a funeral on Thursday or Friday, and I said my nephew married one of the grandchildren, and Andy Pottorff at Johnson & Vaughn looked at me and said, it was one of the Musgraves died. He said, there might be 40 grandchildren in there, so good luck in finding him. 1969, on this date, Jimi Hendrix introduced his new band of gypsies at a show at the Fillmore East in New York. Parts of that show and the show on January 1st were recorded and released as the live album Band of Gypsies. So that happened on this date. Jimmy's not with us anymore. 1970, Paul McCartney filed a suit to dissolve the Beatles. Wow.
Okay.
On this date. Elvis Presley, also in 1975, he performed at the Silverdome in Pontiac, Michigan. He set a world record for earning $800,000 in a single concert by a single artist.
Now, wait a minute. You got to explain that a little bit too.
How?
Well, because some of our younger listeners may not know what the Silverdome is. That was
It's
the
gone.
predecessor to Ford Field in
Yes.
Detroit,
Yes.
a big indoor stadium.
How do you keep getting new stadiums like that?
I don't know. Especially in Detroit.
Really?
People just keep paying for
By the
them.
way, I'm hoisting. Let me get it closer. This was a gift from my grandchildren, my son. Morning coffee. It's my own morning coffee cup. It's even got the logo. God, isn't that great? And I tell you what, it's a bucket of coffee, isn't it?
Yeah, it is. Oh yeah.
A lot of caffeine.
That
Thank
keeps
you.
you floating at least through the show.
Thank you very much. Thank you very much. All right.
Of course, you may have to step out in about 10 minutes, go to the bathroom.
Yes.
1976, the Cars get their debut performance today.
Yeah.
1985.
You mean the band, the Cars?
The Cars?
Okay.
Yes.
Rick Ocasek was their lead singer.
Well done. 1985. You'll find this interesting. Ricky Nelson, 6 others died in an airplane crash near DeKalb, Texas. A fire had broken out in the plane. Ricky Nelson.
Went to a garden party.
Reminisce with
Hello,
my old
Mary Lou.
friends.
Uh-huh.
Out came Mary
Wasn't
Lou.
he in a couple of Western movies? With
Yes,
John
he
Wayne?
was.
Like
Yes.
El Dorado or...
Was
I think
he
it
in
was
the
El Dorado.
original movie that John Wayne did that they remade with?
Oh, True Grit?
Was he
Oh,
in True
no,
Grit?
Alamo. He was in the Alamo, wasn't he?
Yes.
No, that was... Was that
You're
Ricky
gonna have to
Nelson,
help us.
Or was that Paul Anka? That was Rick. That was
It was Ricky
Rick-
Nelson.
it was
Paul
Rick-
Anka wasn't in the Alamo.
Okay.
I
I get those two confused.
I grew up with Ozzie Nelson and
Harriet.
Harriet and David and Ricky on their show, and he exploded out of that. 1993, Barbra Streisand performed her first paid concert in 22 years at the MGM Grand. So that was on this date.
Was
Lot
she
of
doing
music
free-
there,
was she
but,
doing free concerts before then? Or?
Over the weekend, did you hear that they're going to do the 50th anniversary of Woodstock?
Yes, there's competing interests, I understand.
Yes.
2 different people wanting to do the same thing at the same place.
It'll be interesting to see the acts that they get for this.
They wheel them out.
Yes.
In history, today was the day that President Lincoln in 1862, excuse me, signed an act admitting West Virginia to the Union. Thomas Edison gave us his first public demonstration of an incandescent lighting bulb to an audience in 1879. Truman proclaimed the end of hostilities in World War II on this date in 1946. 47, Roy Rogers and Dale Evans were married.
Really?
I wonder, what was the-
Trigger? Was Trigger the best man?
What was her horse's name? That's a trivia question. I forget now.
I do not know.
I don't know if she ever had a name for her horse.
The 19. By the way, trivia today is going to be New Year's trivia.
New Year's trivia.
So there, I can't. Some of this stuff I can't do because it's in my trivia. 1974, private U.S. citizens allowed to buy and own gold for the first time in more than 40 years. I didn't remember that.
I did not realize that at one point they weren't allowed to own gold.
Let me see if there's anything else.
I say they. I should say we.
Birthdays today. You announced them this morning. Anthony Hopkins is 81 today.
Mm-hmm. Having a little Chianti this morning.
John Denver would have been 75. Isn't that a shame?
That is a shame.
John Duchendorfer, I believe was his real name.
Uh-huh.
He liked flying, and he had a...
He was a fan of West Virginia.
Yes, he was.
They play his song
all the time.
Every game.
Yep.
And here's the thing. I used to, when I was a little kid, maybe you did too, I put together little cars, the parts, and you'd glue them together, and make a model. Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, that was fine, but he did this with an airplane. He built an experimental airplane.
Uh-huh.
And it didn't fly. That was the end of John Denver.
So what's your favorite John Denver song?
Rocky Mountain High.
Yeah.
How about it, Z?
I do like Country Roads.
Yeah, I'm with you. Now, Tina, at home, her favorite is Grandma's Feather Bed.
I don't know that I've heard that.
That one is, that's
her favorite.
I don't know, it's like...
Annie's song is good, too.
Yeah, that's a good one, too. Yeah.
Oh, that is a good song, yes. Yeah. Okay, Tim Matheson. Remember who he is?
Played in Animal House.
Yes, he did.
Otter.
Yes, 71 today. Can you imagine? Otter 71?
Yeah,
Go ahead.
Good morning, you're on Morning Coffee.
Well, that's not right. The line of Dale Evans' horse was Buttermilk.
Buttermilk.
All right.
Thank you very much,
Dave.
Dave.
Appreciate it.
Catching us on that.
Buttermilk. Oh,
I didn't know that.
I didn't either.
Thank you, Dave. One of my favorite rock groups when I was just out of high school was the Guess Who, and the lead singer was Burton Cummings.
Mm-hmm.
What a great performer. He's also 71 today, and I think he's still performing by himself, if I'm not mistaken. Donna Summer, remember her from the disco days?
Mm-hmm.
She's 70. Bebe Neuwirth, she played Lilith on Cheers. You remember the wife of Kelsey Grammer's character,
right,
Frasier. And she's 60. And Val Kilmer. What do you remember Val Kilmer from most?
Top Gun.
Yes. Me too.
Mm-hmm.
And he's 59. They're remaking that movie.
And I think Val Kilmer's going to be in it.
He's also going to be in it
I think he's going to be in it as the Iceman again.
Wow.
But I think he's not going to be a fighter pilot. I think he's going to be an instructor at the Top Gun Academy.
Which is where we're going to find Tom Cruise, right?
Yeah,
right?
I think so.
Do they still have Top Gun Academy?
I don't know.
They must have something like
got
it.
to.
They have to.
Got to.
We've got you here. We're past break time, aren't we?
We are.
We'll take a break.
We
I want to come back, and I want to talk to Z just a moment. If there's anything that rivals athletically what's happened in Fairfield over the last 4 or 5 months, we'll be back with that.
May your entire home be joy-filled and bright with holiday happiness. Area businesses take this time to sincerely wish all their friends and customers a happy holiday season. Best wishes for the holidays from Steve Thompson, Country Financial Representative on the Square in West Salem, Steve and Tracy Thompson and staff. Happy holidays from Kurt, Jesse, Blake, Eric, and Kyle at Parent Electric Motors, LLC in Fairfield, the place for all your electric motor needs, 842-4140. Mark, Trevor, Justin, and Rhonda at Strange Pump Sales and Service in Fairfield. Leif and Gigi at Infinity Supply Company. The staff at Golson Funeral Home in McLeansboro and Dahlgren. Gill's Excavating in Mount Airy, the Track Ho-Ho-Hoers, Jason, Karen, Michael, Gina, Justin, Rick, and Troy. And B-Way Design and Decorating, 1000 East Main in Fairfield, Patty, Ron, and staff.
Fairfield National Bank is looking out for your best interest. Ask us about Secure Plus Checking, an interest-bearing checking account with lots of benefits, including no minimum balance, online and mobile banking, and unlimited check writing. In addition, Secure Plus provides identity theft protection that gives you everything you need to safeguard your identity, protect your credit, and help you recover if you become a victim of identity fraud. Visit us at fnbcommunitybank.com or come see us in Fairfield, Wayne City, and Grayville. FNB, Banking Business Life, member FDIC.
Hi, this is Bill Stevens with another time capsule quiz. Which month and year was it when President Ford's limo was hit by another car? He was okay. Boston and Cincinnati hooked up in one of the greatest World Series games ever.
Game tied, 6-6. The 1-0 delivery to Fisk. He swings, long drive, left field. If it stays fair, it's gone. Home run! The Red Sox win! And the series is tied 3 games apiece.
The following night, the Reds won the 7th game. Muhammad Ali beat Joe Frazier in their Thrilla in Manila. And any radio station worth listening to was playing hits like these.
Something bad.
Think you got it? Well, hold on. The answer and just a touch of the top song from the month and year are coming up.
It's here. The Big Deal Store is online and waiting for you to shop and buy gift certificates to local businesses. Go to our station's website, WFIWradio.com, and click on Big Deals. Here you'll find dozens of gift certificates for places like the Taco Factory, Uniquely Rustic, and Southern Illinois Tile and Carpet Supply. You can shop 24 hours a day and save tons of money in the process. But you better hurry. You never know how long each deal will last.
October 1975.
Neil Sedaka and Bad Blood, the top song of October 1975. This is Bill Stevens for tcapsule.com. Back soon with another time capsule.
The Coffee Cam is on, and you can watch Morning Coffee on YouTube. Now, all they need is lots of makeup. Back to the show.
Well, you don't need any makeup. Did you hear that? You don't need any makeup. Z, this has been, and I've been an in and out Wayne County now for 30 plus years, but I can't imagine that there's been anything rival what we've seen at the high school since August.
No, not with the overall sports program. It's pretty fantastic, and having been at the high school and been the principal there, I'm a firm believer that when your high school sports go well, it's a boost for your whole community. It just lifts everybody up. I mean, case in point, the crowds that we had at the football games, not just the playoffs, but all year long. The crowds that showed up for the super sectional volleyball game, I can tell you, I've been to volleyball games. I've been to sectional and all that. There has never been a crowd like that in Southern Illinois for a super sectional volleyball game.
And sometimes at the state tournament, you don't have crowds like that.
No. McLeansboro was just overwhelmed. They had one ticket taker. And, that gym was 3/4 full. And
half of that gym was Fairfield people.
Probably more than half. Yeah. And so that was fantastic. And now with the run that the basketball team started, and Gary Carter had called me when my nephew got married, and the phone rang, and we were at the reception. And it was Gary wanting to know when the last time the Mules were 14-1. Well, I knew it wasn't with Kylie and those guys when we went to state, because right off the bat, our first conference game, we lost to Red Hill. Then we didn't go to Thanksgiving tournament. So, and then we got beat in the championship of the Charleston tournament by Jerseyville. So I knew it wasn't us, and so we kind of thought that maybe it was when Gerald Foster was playing.
Wow. That goes back.
That goes back. But for the overall, we've had individual successes in individual team sports when Scott Furhop with the girls basketball team had a really good run.
Yes.
And we've done it in boys basketball, but to have football, volleyball, now boys basketball, and then girls basketball this year won the Mary Mule tournament. I mean, it's a pretty good time to be a mule.
And the wrestling team goes 3-0
Yes,
over
and the
the
wrestling
weekend.
team, and Coach Lyons has some individual wrestlers that have a very good chance to get some hardware. So it's just a good time to be. And in the fall, you had 2 young golfers that qualified for sectional and just barely missed going to state. So it's a good time to be a mule.
You said, I'm looking at Mark Turner, you said you don't know that this any way that this has been paralleled recently in Southern Illinois.
I don't know. I don't think so.
That's something to be incredibly proud of.
Well, it's just fantastic for our community, for the crowds that show up, the people to support the kids, for the kids to hear that. I just think, athletics don't drive your school, but, man, it can really help.
Yeah, I think so. And I think drive your community as well.
Yes.
I mean, just like you said earlier. I mean, the
Helps.
mood.
Yep.
You should have seen the crowds Saturday night for that championship game. The crowds were good Saturday afternoon for the semifinal, but that championship game, people were showing up at 5:30 to get in.
Well, let me just say this. Z, I worked the park with my wife when Casey Westfield was here, okay? And I was going to leave at 7 to go to the game. I turned on the radio, and they said they stopped selling tickets before the end of the JV game because the place was full.
Yes.
Just shortly after halftime of the JV game, they stopped selling tickets.
That's incredible.
I mean,
and the last time that happened was when, at a home game, we were playing Mount Carmel at home, and it's when we had Kip Walters and Brooke Clayton and those guys. And the Mulebackers had a chili supper, but no one went to eat chili because if you got up, you lost your seat. And so they took a bath on the chili supper. Yeah. But the crowd, they stopped selling tickets. And that's when I coached JV basketball back in the early and mid-'90s, you had to be there by halftime of the JV game to get a seat and so my JV players were used to playing in front of a full crowd.
That helps, doesn't it?
It helps a lot.
Well, anyway, so there we did our sports segment.
Yeah.
That was this has been really
It's
really
been an
impressive
incredible year.
Yes. Wanted to mention a couple things that I saw notes on. In Evansville, gas now is under $2.
Paid under $2 yesterday for gas.
In Mount Vernon, it was $1.90 something.
I was told, my kids came down from Effingham yesterday. I was told Effingham is $1.85.
And Salem, it's cheap too.
Yeah. Aren't we at about 202?
Yes.
Yes. No.
Salem is always cheap on gas.
I don't know where they get it from.
Yeah.
But they don't get we get it from somebody else, I guess.
Yeah.
All right. So anyway, I just thought I'd mention that.
And I told you why I was in Evansville yesterday.
Why?
Because the
you did
trampoline thing.
He took grandkids to the trampoline thing.
Oh yeah. Tell you what, that was an experience.
Well, we got to talk about that.
Yeah. Good morning. You're on Morning Coffee.
Can we hop back to sports for a second?
Sure.
Absolutely.
We just did our sports segment. What do you need to talk about?
Well, I am proud of all the high school achievements, but we cannot discount what the area grade schools have done this year.
Yes.
They've had a really great year, too, and those are our up-and-comers, starting out with the coaches in grade school and junior high, and then these kids have been appropriately trained moving on to high school, ready to take instruction from the high school coaches. I mean, it all ties together.
I agree.
So we can't ignore them.
I believe Fairfield has this incredible advantage by having this feeder system of opportunities for those kids to play and then mesh together as freshmen. But thank you. We'll talk about it.
Thank
Appreciate
you very much.
I
think you're right.
Isn't that an incredible advantage?
I didn't hear the whole conversation.
Well, I think she was trying to say to us, you're focusing on the high school, but there's good things going on at the middle school level as well, the junior high.
There is. Yes, there definitely there is.
Center Street, you got Jasper, you got New Hope, you have Jeff, and all of those programs have basketball teams, and a lot of those kids that maybe if it were one giant might not get to play. And now they're getting to play.
And that's true. And when you go to unit district, that's one of the things that people talk about. There was no way that I was putting down, the grade school
I don't
or anything like that. Our focus was talking about the high school and what was going on.
But yes, how many kids do you know, for a moment, that at 8th grade are 5'6", And by the time they're sophomores, they're 6'6", 6'1". They've hit the growth spurt, and all of a sudden they're really not second line players.
No, and that's true. And I'm going to focus on the basketball side, but 3 and 4 years ago, we knew Jasper was successful, New Hope, Fairfield was successful, and New Hope was successful. So you knew that we had kids coming in that could play basketball. Mm-hmm. We could see that coming up the line, that we should, there should be some success coming along this year, next year. You could tell that because all 3 of those schools, and Jeff, there were some kids coming in that could play basketball.
Got that again now, because I've been watching lots of junior high basketball recently. Also, wanted to mention, I mentioned this briefly the other day, but I want to emphasize this new law, which I find fascinating.
Is this the Dutch arm thing?
Yes, the Dutch reach is what it's called. Have you heard this?
No.
All right, this is a new law. Instead of when you open your door, your car door, right here with your left hand, because that's where the door is. The new law in Illinois, starting tomorrow, is that you open your door with your right hand. Okay, for a moment. Have to follow me here. You open it with your right hand so that you can look over your left shoulder to see if there's a bicyclist or a motorcycle coming up behind you. That is a new state law. The Dutch reach must be. And I mentioned it because it was going to be on the test, your driving test. And so I'm just warning everybody, that's what the Dutch reach is. You must use your right hand to open the door that's on your left if you're driving in Illinois now.
And that may be the law, but nobody will be able to remember it or do it.
No, it's not going to happen.
I can't imagine a trooper pull you over and say, now, for a moment, get out of your car.
And then when you don't
there's another one.
Right arm, they write you a ticket.
There's another one I can just add to your you didn't use the Dutch reach.
How are they going to know whether you use the Dutch reach?
Well, if they were sitting there watching you, they can do it.
Well, luckily enough, we don't have that many bicyclists in Fairfield.
Yeah.
No,
so if Sebastian
and
or John Bassinet or any of those guys are listening, then
and motorcycles, I don't see a problem with it because most motorcycles you can hear coming.
Yes.
And I had a guy tell me one time, one of the reasons why motorcycles are so loud, is so that you can hear them coming.
I don't know if that's the case. I think they do it just to irritate me, but nonetheless.
No, that's people with big trucks.
Trucks with no mufflers at all bother me. But let's not go there.
Live by the high school.
Yeah, well, my problem is they just start to. I don't want to go there. They just start to get revved up about my house on South First. Here's a guy that had a problem. A Mississippi man says he ordered his wife a $2,000, emphasis on $2,000, a $2,000 diamond bracelet for Christmas, and was shocked to see 48 of the bracelets when he opened the box.
Ooh.
What would you do?
Well, first I'd check my bank account.
That's true. If you got charged for 48.
Absolutely. Well, they wouldn't go very far on mine.
I was going to say, I don't think I'd have got 48. I might have got half of one with my bank account.
Guy from Olive Branch, an alderman, Dale Dickerson.
Olive Branch.
This is
Illinois?
In Mississippi.
Oh, Mississippi, okay.
Ordered the bracelet from a company called Jewelry Unlimited. Well, that's a pretty good name for him.
Yeah, because he got unlimited jewelry.
In Atlanta. When Dale received the shipment, there were dozens of bracelets in the box, but no paperwork. Dale called the company after catching his breath. He says the manager sounded panicked, but Dale sent the extra bracelets back.
What a nice guy.
The manager the manager thanked him for his honesty in an email, and the company sent a pair of diamond earrings as a thank you for returning the bracelets. Wow. There you go. Honesty counts, doesn't it?
It does. Most people do the right thing.
Yeah.
They do.
Isn't that, I would think, that's the first thing I'd think. The first thing I'd think is that 48 times 2 on my credit card?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. And then after that, it'd be, how do I get these back?
Yeah. We have to take another time out.
All right. Got more to talk about, and we've got New Year's trivia coming up.
Did you know that life insurance is more affordable than you think? A small step like packing your lunch for work 3 days a week could go towards the cost of a term life insurance policy from Country Financial. We want to help you turn I can't afford life insurance into I can start protecting my family today. Call me, Steve Thompson, to get started.
Life insurance policies issued by Country Life Insurance Company, Bloomington, Illinois. Cost per policy will vary.
Hi folks, this is Sandy at Gill Sales and Service. When it comes to laundry, it's true what they say. They don't make them like they used to, but Speed Queen still does. Speed Queen washers and dryers are built using premium metal components, not plastic. They're manufactured with rugged, commercial-grade construction, and they're pushed beyond their limits in their state-of-the-art lab to deliver 25 years of premium performance in your home. Speed Queen, built better to last longer. Get your Speed Queen at Gill Sales and Service, 1605 West Main in Fairfield.
Post frame buildings continue to pop up all over the area, and at Graber Post Buildings, they've been putting up buildings for over 40 years. Garages, pole barns, storage buildings, workshops, apartments, even indoor basketball courts, and some of the most attractive commercial buildings in the state. Every job is specific and unique to your wants and your needs. Graber Post also has packages for contractors and do-it-yourselfers. So for your next building or roofing project, call for a free quote at Graber Post, 800-264-5013.
This is the show about nothing. Morning Coffee, streaming on YouTube and live on the station listened to, not just heard, WFIW.
This indeed is the show about nothing. And I wanted to just point out, we still have lots of merchandise on the Big Deal store. All you have to do is go to our WFIW radio, WFIWradio.com. Up in the right-hand corner, click on the Big Deal store, see certificates that you can get to do shopping here in our local area way cheaper than what you do if you went up to the Jackie's Lunchbox. You can get really essentially you can get $10 for $7. Mm-hmm. You pay $7, you get $10 worth of merchandise. Uniquely Rustique, same thing. For $10, all you have to do is pay $7 to get a certificate to get $10 worth of merchandise. The Big Deal store is a big deal here at the radio station. We're going to start featuring that specifically on Saturday mornings. We'll be talking about the Big Deal show that'll be following auction time on Saturdays.
And that's coming up?
It is. We're here with Mark Turner and Diane Zerlini, and she's been gracious in sharing some of her opinions and what's on her mind as we talk about this. Even old school printed newspapers aren't immune from the pitfalls of technology. The Tribune Publishing said Saturday night that malware affected its ability to print newspapers across the chain of outlets, including the Chicago Trib, the New York Daily News, the Baltimore Sun, and the Orlando Sentinel. Many subscribers to the LA Times and the San Diego Union Tribune, which were previously owned by the Tribune Company, still share some of its software, and so they were affected as well. So there was nothing on the front porch in all these major facilities because of the malware.
Uh-huh.
So that's something to lament if you're in the newspaper industry. Also, now people are starting to jump on some old-time movies. You know, during the Christmas, they were all over the Baby It's Cold Outside thing.
Yes.
Okay. Now they're starting, it's evolving. It's now that we're out of the holiday season, about to be out of the holiday season, they're going after old movies to say we shouldn't play it or it should be edited, which I find even more upsetting. Let me tell you the one that in particular they're upset about. The 1940 movie The Philadelphia Story opens with a case of domestic assault played by for laughs in that movie between Cary Grant and Katharine Hepburn. He apparently shoves her to the ground by her face while a jaunty musical score plays in the background. And people are saying, wrong message, got to do something about it. They were also upset about Bing Crosby's Holiday Inn because there was a blackface number in that movie, you remember?
Yep.
Apu in The Simpsons. You know, the guy that's at the convenience store.
He's gotten a lot of grief.
Yeah.
The bullying scenes in Rudolph the Red-Nosed Reindeer. So, I mean, how far does this go, I ask?
Well, I think you watch the movies in the context of when they were done.
Mm-hmm. Yes.
And hopefully now we know more and we act accordingly. But
Yeah.
that was in the context of their times.
And I think it all goes on how you were brought up. I grew up watching Rudolph.
Right.
Did I do any of that stuff?
No. I watched The Three
didn't do
Stooges.
that.
Did I go up and stick my fingers in people's eyes?
No.
No.
Well, I did every once in a
Well,
while.
yeah.
I watch a lot of YouTube, not just to watch this show replayed.
Right.
I have been watching.
He wants to make sure his hair looks
No,
good.
Yes.
That's
both
why
of
he
them.
does that.
Johnny Carson, old Johnny Carson, with some famous folks, just to watch from the 70s and 80s.
Oh, they're smoking. I mean,
They're all
lighting up.
smoking.
They're
They're
all
drinking.
smoking. They're drinking. Yes.
I've watched 2 or 3 episodes with Dean Martin where he was clearly blasted.
Well, now, did you see over the weekend when LeBron showed up for the basketball game and he had a glass of wine in his hand?
No, I
Yes.
didn't. Did
I
he
heard
get
about that. They're
Yes.
they're really on him about
They're
that.
really yes. And the thing is, it's probably they arrive at the ball game 8 hours before the game ever starts.
Yeah.
So, there was a lot of Twitter controversy.
kidding.
Oh yeah.
yeah.
Look it up on YouTube and you'll see it.
Wow.
But
But I mean, they're all smoking. Carson's smoking. He died of emphysema.
yes.
Okay, Carson's smoking. The last episode I watched was him, Dean Martin, and Frank Sinatra.
I can remember seeing, World Series from years ago, and they'd go to the locker room after a team won.
Yes.
and
Oh,
they'd
they
all
were
be
smoking.
Yeah, I remember Bud Wilkinson. Remember the great Oklahoma coach.
And then coached the football
coached the
Cardinals
Vikings
and St. Louis
and
Cardinals.
And that
Yeah.
was the thing that bothered him most, walking into the locker room at halftime, and half of his team was smoking.
Well, yeah. What's the picture? Who was it? One of the quarterbacks in one of the Super Bowls was smoking at halftime. It wasn't Joe Namath. It was somebody, but they were smoking at halftime.
Was it Lynn Dawson?
It
From the
might have
Chiefs?
been.
Might have been Lynn Dawson from the
But,
Chiefs.
I mean, that's just
But I'm just saying
that's what the norm was.
No,
Yes.
That's
it was
what
not Lynn Dawson. It was Earl Morrill from the Colts.
Oh yes,
Yes.
He had to go in for Johnny Unitas halfway through the season, didn't
Yeah.
he?
But that was the norm then.
Yeah, that was normal.
And that's what you have to take it in that context.
I actually, as I was driving yesterday to Bethalto to a holiday gathering, I had my wife who had her iPad, and I said, look up a couple things for me. First of all, look up Johnny Carson, who died of emphysema.
Mm-hmm.
He was on his 4th wife. Remember, the first 2 were Joanne, the 3rd one was Joanna, and then the 4th one was Alexis. Alexis was like 26 years younger than him. Okay, I think they got married after he was off the show. Okay, she inherited the entire Carson estate. Okay, $300 million.
Yeah.
She's 66, and nobody has seen her since. She doesn't go out. She doesn't use her status as Alexis Carson to do anything. She's worth $300 million, and she systematically sold off all of his property, one of which being a Malibu place that looked out over the ocean. She got $38 million for that.
Man.
But I thought that was interesting. I also had her look up Dean Martin. Dean Martin had, I think, 4 wives. Jeannie, which was the most famous of his wives, he divorced her, married somebody else, divorced that person, and in his late days, when he could not accept the death of his son,
yes,
who took a F-4 into a mountain as a part of the Air National Guard in California, he never accepted it. He never was able to get out of it mentally. And he died pretty much alone.
But if you remember his show, they gave the illusion of him being drunk constantly.
All the time.
Oh yeah, he was constantly.
Yeah, he came down and
put on as being drunk.
He had that pole that he slid down on. It was a spiral staircase, and he came down.
He
and
played
started
that
every
way.
show.
When he came on Carson, he acted completely blasted. Now, I don't know if he was or not.
Now, I read somewhere that his drink was actually tea. That's what I
That was
read.
all part of the persona.
Yeah, that was all part of his shtick.
But
I guess.
going back, that was the norm.
Yes.
And it was accepted. And
Absolutely.
so-
How many times did you see on the news?
Oh,
They're smoking and drinking a glass of
Yes.
scotch while they're
Do
reading
you
the
remember?
news.
You remember how funny Foster Brooks was?
Yes.
Oh yeah.
Totally unacceptable
He made
today.
millions acting like he was
that
drunk
would have
constantly.
never. That couldn't have even on a cable channel. That couldn't have flown. now. It's amazing how things have changed.
Let's take another break.
All right.
We'll be right back.
Enjoying all your holiday traditions is on our wish list to you at Carnaby Square. This is Christy, and we hope your holiday season is merry and bright. Whether your traditions are gift-giving, watching your favorite movies, listening to music of the season, sharing your best recipe from a festive dish, or visiting with friends and family at your home or your church, we sincerely wish that they are the best you've ever had. We're thankful for your continued business and friendship at Carnaby Square. Season's best, and a very happy new year to all from your friends at the fashion leader, Carnaby Square.
Ring in this new year in downtown Vincennes. Be part of one of America's top 10 quirky things to do on New Year's Eve by joining us for the 11th annual National New Year's Eve Watermelon Draw. Activities begin at 7 in the heated tent. Near midnight, watch the giant 500-pound watermelon being hoisted up for the countdown to 2019. At the stroke of midnight, the Knox County watermelons drop to this platform and the huge fireworks show celebrating 2019 begins.
The Big Finish event is going on now at Le Mans Chrysler. Take advantage of the best automotive deals of 2018. Save up to $9,051 on new 18 Durango, up to $6,400 in savings on new 19 Chrysler Pacificas, over $6,000 in discounts on all new in-stock 18 Jeep Renegades, new 19 Jeep Cherokees discounted up to $7,300, new 19 Grand Cherokees marked down as much as $5,800, and all new Wranglers are priced to sell. These offers end December 31st at Le Mans Chrysler, 412 East Main Fairfield, and LeMansOnline.com.
Do you toss and turn all night? Or wake up stiff and sore? Does your mattress sag or have lumps? Do you sleep better when you're away from home? Experts recommend a new mattress every 8 to 10 years. Boyd Furniture and Mattress Center in downtown Wayne City has one of the largest selections of Serta iComfort and Perfect Sleeper mattresses in the area for you to take a rest test on. Stop by Boyd Furniture and Mattress Center Monday through Friday 9 to 6 and Saturday 9 to 4.
WFIW 104.9 and WFIWradio.com. Sheldon Bunning from Le Mans Chevrolet Chrysler has joined us. Good morning, Sheldon.
Good morning, Mark.
Good morning, Sheldon. I just wanted to tell folks that you're going to join us for some coffee on Thursday, right?
I believe so.
We're not talking. We might talk a little bit about cars. We're not talking cars. I want to learn who Sheldon Bunning really is.
Are you sure about that?
You know, that's the same thing I was thinking, too. I just didn't want to say it.
I'm looking forward to that.
All right, Sheldon, Big Finish. You got a final day for the Big Finish.
That is correct. Today is the technically, I guess we could say that Wednesday is the last day for the Big Finish. Our programs do go through the 2nd. And we have a few guys that are coming in today or they've got stuff lined out, so they want to take advantage of next year's tax. So we're going to have a few that are going to be dated for the 2nd. But I think our programs do run through the close of business Wednesday.
Ooh, yeah.
So that does give you an extra day, you know.
All right.
But
now, are you guys
amazing year-end deals on these new vehicles? I mean, we've got most of our used stuff is sale priced on the internet. Jay got after me this morning back there. He's got some amazing deals on tires. I haven't had time to get back there and go over with him, but he just said he's got good deals on tires.
All right, so if you need tires, call Jay at Le Mans.
That's right. Call Jay.
All right.
But he was thinking I needed to plug him this morning on the radio. So.
Okay. Well, you know, you can do that. You plugged him. You did that.
I did what I was asked to.
That's right. That's right. As you said, the Big Finish going on. Now, are you guys open tomorrow?
No, we're going to be closed.
Okay, going to be closed tomorrow. So you got to get in there today or Wednesday to take advantage of this big deal.
If you need it on this year's deal, you better make it today. So.
Okay, so you can't post-date a deal then?
No, we can't backdate it. That's a lot of trickery and stuff we just can't do. But we do have some amazing deals. We've got a few of those 18 Silverados left. Employee pricing, I think some of them have up to, with the employee pricing, which is probably a $3,000 or $4,000 savings on average for those trucks, and then probably up to another $5,000 and $6,000 in rebates too. So, I mean, I think there was totals between $11,000 and $12,000 off those trucks we've got left. So,
man, that's a big deal.
It is.
You better believe
it. A big finish deal.
Yeah. You can check out all the inventory on the website, LeMansOnline.com. Correct?
That is correct.
All righty. All right, Sheldon. Thank you for joining us. We appreciate it. We'll see you Thursday morning.
We'll talk to you next year. How about that?
All right. And you know the rule is you got to bring in donuts on Thursday, right?
Well, see, I thought the show might be better if it was called Morning Coffee and Donuts. But
well, I like it. I like it. Thanks, Sheldon. We'll see you Thursday, man.
All right, see you guys.
Sheldon Bunning from Le Mans Chevrolet Chrysler joins us every Monday and Thursday on the WFIW Morning Show.
Radar Weather is sponsored by Conard Financial Group at 510 West Delaware in Fairfield, with securities offered through Raymond James. Conard Financial Group, investing in the community since 2003.
Are your retirement savings scattered about in several old 401ks and IRAs? Let Conard Financial Group provide you with education on what options you may have. Call Conard Financial Group at 842-7855 today and take control of your retirement assets. Raymond James Financial Services, member FINRA, SIPC. Life well planned. Like our page on Facebook, Conard Financial Group.
Time for that Fairfield area weather forecast. Rain likely today with a high of 60. Cloudy tonight, low 35. Cloudy skies on New Year's Day and a little bit cooler with a high of 40. Cloudy skies 35 on Wednesday. For Thursday, partly cloudy, high of 40. And for Friday, rain likely with a high of 42. Overnight low 43. Yesterday's high was 44. We've had 0.2 of an inch of rainfall here at the WFIW studios this morning. Current conditions, humidity at 98%, winds from the east-southeast at 5 miles an hour, and the pressure at 29.77 and holding. Right now, cloudy skies and fog here at the WFIW studios, and 48. Radar weather looking rainfall total showing up to the northeast, west, and south of us. We're in a little bit of a hole right now here in the Wayne County area, but there is more rain on the way.
Radar Weather has been sponsored by Conard Financial Group at 510 West Delaware in Fairfield, with securities offered through Raymond James. Conard Financial Group, investing in the community since 2003.
This is the show about nothing. Morning Coffee, streaming on YouTube and live on the station. Listen to, not just heard, WFIW.
Did I give you enough time?
Yes, you did. By the way, I want to just say thank you to Dave Savage and Lynn Stevens, who tried to get the information to me about Buttermilk, that being the name of Dale Evans's horse. And then Brenda Large from Joliet, watching this morning, said that she paid $1.68 for gas yesterday there in Joliet. So
wow,
people watching and listening to us this morning. I've got trivia. Are you ready for this?
I'm ready.
All right. I think you'll be good at this, quite
I don't
honestly.
know.
All right. The topic for trivia today is New Year's Eve and New Year's Day. All right. So here's the question point. Now, here's how we do it, Z.
Okay.
This is, of course, the namesake of Fairfield's Gymnasium. We hold for a moment or two so that listeners might play at home. So we don't blurt out the answer. I'm looking at you.
No, that's hard for me too.
All right. Okay.
I want to be the first.
Okay.
Well, I want to win.
Done that in a while.
Here's what we'll take turns. I'll go to each of you so that you don't have to worry about hitting the buzzer.
Okay.
All right. His rendition of Auld Lang Syne is the first song played in the New Year in Times Square, New York. His rendition.
I know it.
Okay. What about you? You don't have any idea?
I think.
All right. Well, let's go with Z.
Glenn Miller?
Wrong.
I would say Frank Sinatra.
Wrong. Wow. I thought that was the easy, low-hanging fruit. Guy Lombardo.
Oh, yes.
Guy Lombardo.
Yeah.
And his Canadian, what was it? The Royal Canadians.
Orchestra.
The Royal Canadians. Even after his death, the band's New York specials continued for 2 more years on CBS. He recorded the traditional song. It still plays as the first song in New Year's in Times Square, where there will be 1 million people tonight standing in the rain.
All right.
And they're crazy.
They are.
They are nuts.
Well, you can't go to the bathroom.
No, you can't. You got to bear ticket. You got to be drinking, don't you?
Yeah.
Well, no, but the facilities are way back.
Well, that speaks as to exactly how Times Square smells.
It is going to be raining, so you'll be wet anyway.
Yes.
All right, number 2. What's the translation of the true meaning of Auld Lang Syne? What is the true meaning of it? You're first, Turner.
remembrance, something, something.
No.
I think "ald" means old.
Okay. It's a Scotch song. It's well known in many countries, especially in the English-speaking world. Its traditional use being to bid farewell to the old year at the stroke of midnight on New Year's. It's also used at funerals, graduations, and it's to say goodbye.
I know AULD meant old, but I didn't know the rest.
Long ago, more traditionally is what way it would be. Old times also would be another way to be able to. Number 3, this co-host got national attention for her behavior on CNN's New Year's Eve telecast 2 years ago.
Oh.
Oh, say that again.
This co-host got national attention for her behavior on CNN's New Year's Eve telecast 2 years ago.
Was she all lit up like a Christmas tree?
She just was inappropriate.
Yes.
Okay.
As soon as you say it, we're going to know it.
Yeah.
Kathy Griffin.
Yes.
Okay.
Instead, this year, Anderson Cooper will have Andy Cohen. For 2 years, though, they've not used her. Okay, number 4. He lost his job as a football coach on New Year's Eve, 1978. I'll give you a clue.
Oh, I think I know.
Okay, well, then I won't give you a clue.
Go ahead.
Did he coach for the Saints and the Bears?
No.
Okay, then I don't know.
1978, we're talking college.
Oh, college football.
1978.
Oh, I think I know now.
Go ahead.
Woody, whatever his name
Woody
is.
Hayes.
Woody Hayes.
That's right.
After punching the guy from Clemson.
The guy from Clemson. Yes.
Besides great achievements at Ohio State, his coaching career ended ignominiously when he was dismissed for his position as head coach after punching Clemson nose guard Charlie Bauman for intercepting an Ohio State pass. Art Schlichter was the quarterback. He called a run. Art threw the ball. He was pretty mad.
Art's lucky he didn't get punched.
Well, Art did later on get in very big trouble for all his gambling.
Gambling, that's right. Number 5, what is considered drunk in Illinois? What's the blood alcohol level that gets you in trouble?
Well, I think I know that one.
I do too.
I do know that.
All right, then go ahead.
0.08.
That's right. That is the blood alcohol concentration, something we should all remember going into tonight.
Is it Utah now that has the lowest one, and it's 0.04 that goes
Half
into
is-
effect
You
today?
can't even have a drink in Utah and drive. Number 6, this famous author said of having a touch of alcohol, quote, sometimes too much to drink is barely enough. Nobody?
I think I know.
Go ahead.
I was pausing.
But we've got enough pause. It's,
I'm
it's
blank.
4 till.
It's Hemingway.
That's what my wife guessed. That's not it. It's Mark Twain. Mark Twain said that.
That sounds like a Twainism.
Yes. Yeah. Number 7, what is the traditional food for New Year's Day in Mexico? The traditional food in Mexico. I will be having it tomorrow. This is what I will be eating.
Tomorrow. Well, tamales?
That's exactly right.
Really?
In many families, groups of women gather together to make hundreds of tamales, with each person in charge of one aspect of the cooking process.
Okay. Now, in Illinois... or
Ham
at
and
least-
beans.
Yeah, at least in my family, it's ham and beans.
That's us.
And
Mhm.
fried cornbread.
But we're doing tamales tomorrow.
Now, I had some friends from Alabama
Mhm.
that they had chitlins.
Yes.
On New Year's Day.
Number 8, on this date, this is the date of the Ice Bowl. Name the teams and the venue.
Oh, I got that. I know that one.
You know that too, don't you?
Yeah,
Sue?
Green Bay Packers.
And the Dallas Cowboys.
And it was at
Lambeau
Field.
And the temperature was minus 13.
Uh-huh.
And the wind chill was even worse.
Worse.
Yep.
Okay. And the final score was 21-17, Packers. Number 9, on this date in 1890, this location opened as a port for immigration into the United States.
Ellis Island. Oh,
Supposed to wait a pause. You're supposed to. The rules are simple.
Oh, that's
All
my
right,
bad.
it
My
was.
bad.
And my folks, my great-grandfather came through Ellis Island from Russia, if you can believe. They were Germans from Russia. Number 10, we're getting close to 9 o'clock, so let's wrap it up with this. Over 300,000. Oh, by the way, Bruce Reeves just said black-eyed peas. That's what you eat
I've
on
heard
New Year's
that
Day.
one too, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Thank you, Bruce. Number 10, over 300,000 people will be on hand at this venue tonight for New Year's Eve. The forecast says it will be 33 degrees and dry.
300,000 people.
Vincennes for the
No, the watermelon drop. It will not be that. No.
Okay.
There's somewhere in
500
Pennsylvania
pound
that's having a big Easter chick, and it's 400 pounds, and they're dropping that.
This venue's trying to say that they're the new venue. They're going to take over.
I know.
Okay.
We talked about it the other day, Vegas.
That's right, Las Vegas. 33 degrees in Vegas. Don't you think of that as... I've been to Vegas in the winter, but my goodness.
That's cold.
Oh, that's you, man.
That is me.
You're going to...
Hang on just a moment, please.
That's the way to end the show. Z, thank you for being here.
Oh, you guys are welcome.
We'll do it again, please.
Hey,
all right.
fine with me.
We'll talk to you on Wednesday. No show tomorrow.
Happy New Year.
Happy New Year.
All the important news here first. This is WFIW FM Fairfield, the station listened to, not just heard, 104.9 FM.
Time now for the news, brought to you by Boyd Furniture and Mattress Center in downtown Wayne City. They have a large selection of power sofas, love seats, and recliners. Ask about free financing.
Fox News, I'm Chris Foster. In a first step toward running for the Democratic Party nomination, Massachusetts Senator Elizabeth Warren announces in a video she's launching an exploratory committee for president.
If we organize together, if we fight together, if we persist together, we can win. We can